Hi, Room 230, it's time for math. We have been doing geometry these last several weeks. We've been thinking about shapes. Shapes means the study, or geometry is the study of shapes. So we first thought about what makes a shape the shape that it is. How many sides, how many vertices does it have? What are its attributes? And then we thought about the area inside the shape, and we measured how large is the area inside the shape. Then we thought about, well, how can we divide these shapes up? How can we cut them up into smaller parts? And we learned that we can cut them into halves, thirds, and fourths, and that those are equal parts. So we've been thinking a lot about shapes. And then I got to thinking, well, wait a minute, it's been a while since we've practiced our math strategies, the ones that we've been practicing all year. And I feel like maybe we need to think about those some more, because I'm worried that maybe we're forgetting them. Hopefully not. So I want us to think about what are the different strategies we know for adding and subtracting numbers, especially if we're dealing with bigger numbers. So what we're going to do today is we are going to think about how you can use different strategies to add numbers. What does this word strategies mean? What is this word strategies right here? Yeah, different ways of doing things. Different ways to approach a problem. And a lot of times we choose the strategy based on how big the numbers are, whether or not we're adding or subtracting, whether or not we're figuring out the total, or if we're trying to find the difference. So all of these different types of problems are going to help us think about what strategy is the best strategy to use for our math problem. So we're going to be thinking about the different strategies we've learned this year, and I want to review 3 of them with you today. We're going to talk specifically about adding today. So I found this really cool new website. It's part of our Bridges curriculum, our math curriculum, and you can use these place value pieces. Do you guys remember these? Yeah. What's the yellow one? Yeah, the yellow one is a 1. And how many of these do you put together to make one of these? 10. The green one is a 10. And then the red one is what? The red one is 100. How many green ones does it take to make a red one? It takes 10. Yeah, 10 tens are in 100. Look at that, I can break them up. You see that? How many go in there? There's 10. So 10 tens make 100, and 10 ones make a 10. So we're gonna solve some math first using these, and then I'm gonna help you remember some other strategies that we know. So the problem I want us to solve today is, what is 254 plus 162? Okay, now we can solve this with our blocks by building the number. The first strategy I want to talk to you about is building the number. And you know, when you're at home, and if you don't have these with you at home, you can also draw these, and you know how to do that. So let's build 254. 100, 200, and now I need how many tens? 5 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then how many ones do we need? 4 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I just built the first number, 254. 254. And we're adding them together. That means we're going to put them together and see how much it is all together. So now I'm going to do the second number. Now I'm going to build 162. 100, 6 tens, and 2 ones. 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tens, and then 2 ones. 1, 2. All right. Now it's time to put them all together. We've built both numbers. Looks beautiful. Let's put them together. Let's start with the ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is 6 of ones. Now, I'm just gonna, let's see, I'm gonna write that down right here. Oops. 6 ones. Okay. 6 ones is the same thing as 6. Now I'm going to put the 10s together. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Wait a minute, I just made 100. And then I have 1 left over. Can I count this 100 now with these hundreds over here? Yeah, I just created a whole new 100. So I'm gonna count this green 100 when I count up the red hundreds. So how many 10s do I have then? Just 1. I only have 1. So I'm gonna write that down. I have 1. Let's see, why is that doing that? 10. So I have figured out 10 and 6, and now I've got all of these hundreds. How many hundreds do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, I have 4 100s. So I figured out I have 4 hundreds right here, 1 10, and 6 ones. And then I write this here, 400 plus 10 plus 6. What is 400 plus 10 plus 6? You are absolutely right. 416. There is our answer. So going back to our problem, 254 plus 162 is 416. So that is strategy number 1. Strategy number 1 is building the numbers. And if you don't have these blocks at home, you can draw them, or I will also send out the link to this website so that you can use this website as well, because it's pretty fun to play around with. Strategy number 1, building. Strategy number 2 is very similar to building, but we don't need the blocks anymore. I don't know why it does that. 254 plus 162. Same problem that we were working on. But this time, instead of building the blocks, I'm going to decompose my numbers into their place value. So how many hundreds are in 200? That's right, it's 200. 50, and then 4. Let's do that again over here for 162. I can see this one represents 100, this 6 represents 60, and this 2 represents 2. Now we can start putting the place values together. We can put the 200 and the 100 together. What's 200 plus 100? 300. Now we can put 50 and the 60 together. What's 50 plus 60? Maybe you know how to do that in your head. Maybe you need to count it. If you need to count it, that's fine. You can put the bigger number in your head, 60, and then count it by tens. 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. So 50 plus 60 is 110. And then let's not forget the ones. 4 plus 2. What's 4 plus 2? 6. So now we've changed it from 254 plus 162 to 300 plus 110 plus 6. That still doesn't quite seem easy though. What do we need to do here to help us? Yeah, you're noticing that we could be putting these hundreds together. 300 plus 100 is 400. And then we have 10. And then we have the 6. 400 plus 10 plus 6. Does this look an awful lot like what we just did? Yeah, what is 400 plus 10 plus 6? 416. Nice. Excellent. All right. The last strategy I want to show you is using a number line. Same problem, 254. Okay, there we go. 254 plus 162. Now, when we're solving on a number line, when we're adding, we want to go up, right? And we can choose which number we want to start with. We can start with 254, or we can start with 162. Either one, when you're adding, it doesn't make a difference. It does make a difference when you're subtracting, but not when you're adding. So what I like to do is I like to choose the bigger number. And in this case, the bigger number is the first number. So I'm going to put 254 here. And now we're going to go up the line 162. But I am not going to make 162 tiny little hops. That would take me forever. Instead, I'm going to make some big hops. I'm going to start off with a really big hop because I see that there is 100 in our number. So I'm going to make a big hop of 100 plus 100. What's 254 plus 100? 354. That's right. 354. Now I did the first number, so now I need to do the second number, which is our tens place. If there is a 6 in the tens place, that means there's 6 tens. So I'm just going to go ahead and do 6 hops of 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Plus 10, plus 10, plus 10, plus each one is a plus 10, right? And that is the same thing as 60. So, and then I'm just going to count it up in my head. So now I'm going to count by tens. 354 plus 10 is 364, 374, 384, 394. What's going to come next? It's getting a little bit tricky. If you have to count it out on your fingers, go ahead. 394 plus 10 is 404, and then plus another 10 is 414. I got a little tricky there. 414, excellent. So I've added the 100, I've added the 6 tens. Now I just need to add the 2 ones. I just need to make 1, 2, plus 2. 414 plus 2 is 416. Nice, and that is our answer. 254 plus 162 is 416. So we just did 3 different ways of sharing or of solving the same math problem. First, we built it, and then we counted it up. Then second, we broke it up into its place value and added it up that way. And then third, we used a number line. 3 good strategies. So for your homework today, what I want you to do is I want you to practice some of your 3-digit addition and subtraction on IXL. So let's go back to here and I'll show you what I mean. In level D IXL, in math, level D math, I want you working on sections I, addition, 3 digits, and J, subtraction, 3 digits. It starts off with you thinking about just adding hundreds together. And then it's going to work, it's up, way up to now you're adding hundreds and tens. And then here, well, this looks familiar. Here you're using some modeling to add. It looks pretty similar to what we've been doing. And then it gets a little bit trickier as you move up. But you guys can do this. I know you can. So some of you may have already gotten some of these done. If you have the little gold medal next to it showing that you've done it, just move on to the next one. There's plenty to do here. All of section I and then all of section J, please. And then if you truly run out of things to do, then you can move over to, oh, I lost it, where'd it go? Oh, here, M, and work on your place value as well. So that's the homework for this lesson, is to do IXL level D math sections I, addition 3 digits, and J, subtraction 3 digits. Okay, there's going to be a second math video, so make sure you watch that. And there's going to be another homework assignment to go along with that one, where we're going to get into talking about some story problems. So I will see you there, and I will also see you in your math group this week. Looking forward to doing more math with you then. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.